Hi there, my name is Dr. Jeffrey Ashley, and I'm a professor of chemistry at the East Falls campus of Thomas Jefferson University. This past spring semester, I conceived of a pretty novel project that worked out very well. It's called Meet the Experts, and I'd like to give you a very brief overview of that project. From my experience of teaching students over the past 2 decades, I feel there's a lot of needs, and 2 of those needs I specifically addressed in this project. And that one need is students need to know about the career paths that exist within a discipline. In particular, my discipline that I teach is environmental chemistry, but it can be any discipline that students really don't have a concept of or need more information on. And the second thing I wanted to develop is communication skills. And I know lots of professors like me develop those skills with such things as oral presentations or written assignments. But I wanted to go one step further in developing communication skills by getting them to engage and communicate with actual experts, real people in their discipline. So how did I go about doing this? Well, I conceived of this Meet the Experts project. So I assigned an expert in the field of environmental chemistry and toxicology. And again, it doesn't have to be specific to a discipline of mine. It can be a discipline like yours that you teach. And I assigned an expert to each student. Students then came together and collaboratively brainstormed and came up with over 40 potential interview questions that they would use to interview their experts. Students then individually contacted their assigned expert with around 10 questions of their liking and coordinated an interview date and time with their expert. Students then facilitated and recorded the interview synchronously via Zoom in class. Their peers were asked to follow up with questions or comments. And the recorded interview was uploaded to YouTube, of course, with the permission of the experts. Just to give you a flavor of some of these experts, we have representation from the realms of academia, nonprofit, industry, and governmental agencies. Next, students reflected on their experience and its success through a survey that was actually developed by one of the students in this class as her honors upgrade project. In that survey, there were approximately 10 questions that were based on a Likert scale. You don't have to read them all. You can always follow up with me if you want these questions. In addition, open-ended questions, 6 of them, were asked of the students. Just to give you a glimpse, a little quick glimpse into the survey results, I was very pleased to see that there were significant reflective gains in most of the questions that were asked, and most of the students strongly agreed or moderately agreed. Finally, this project was really successful, and we decided to showcase it at a regional conference. So students presented this in poster format at an environmental chemistry and toxicology conference to actually more experts. The poster session allowed them to interact within 2 hours with a whole bunch of experts. And again, it engaged them in developing their communication skills one step further than they did with the interview process. So some of the student voices. Many of the voices were concerning the fact that this project really helped them develop a notion of career paths and the tenuous and torturous paths that they actually exist, where professionals have done many things on that path. The other thing that was a reoccurring theme in the student voices was the building of these communication skills. Interviewing skills were not honed in any other class. This was the first time that they've seen them, and their confidence, their skill building was enhanced by this project. And lastly, my reflections, I would like to build in actually more practice of that interviewing skills and the nuances of that. I'd like to require students to research their expert to a greater degree than they did, my fault there. And I think I'll require a reflection paper, which at our institution can double dip as a hallmarks artifact. So if you have any questions, I would love to entertain them. Thank you for listening.